I had a part-time business running student nightclub events while I was doing my full-time job at Cadbury's. I bought my first house in 1995, and for me, property was very much an afterthought. And he was able to replace his leaving salary in 8 months instead of 8 years because he was following my step-by-step process. So really, if you want to be truly wealthy, if you want to be financially independent, if you want to have long-term wealth creation, a job alone is not enough. And I said, do you mind me asking how many you have? And at that time, he had 100 properties in Selly Oak, probably worth about a £50 million portfolio. And he started with one, then he bought another, then another, and it just went up exponentially. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Property Magic Podcast, which is all about the moment I realized my job won't save me. I want to tell you a little personal story about how I made the decision to quit my full-time job, which was actually my dream job, an amazing company, an amazing employer, great staff, but you know what? It wasn't going to be the long-term route for me. I was very fortunate when I finished university. I actually took a year off. In force, I couldn't get a good graduate job. I really wanted to get to work for a blue chip company, a household name, and that's what I'd always wanted to do. And finally, in 1995, I secured my dream job as a graduate trainee at Cadbury's in Birmingham, the chocolate manufacturer. And it was in production, which is what I'd done at university. And the great thing about a graduate training scheme, you get to work at different parts of the business to do different jobs. And the idea is you learn the business, but also hopefully you impress someone along the way who at the end of the graduate program will offer you a job as a senior manager. I had a great time at Cadbury's. They were amazing people. It's a great company. As I said, amazing product. And it was my dream job. And I really enjoyed it. But, and here's the big but, I like to travel. I like to explore, do different things. And I don't know about you, but the 5 weeks of holiday that I had at Cadbury's just wasn't enough. And I've always been entrepreneurial. I had a part-time business running student nightclub events while I was doing my full-time job at Cadbury's. I bought my first house in 1995, and for me, property was very much an afterthought. I bought my second property in 1998 because I wanted to move a bit closer to my work at Cadbury's, and I kept the first house and I rented it out to students. So that's when I became a full-time HMO landlord back in 1998, way before HMO licensing and all those kind of requirements. And by the way, at this time, there was no YouTube. The internet was very, very new at that time. There was no YouTube, there were no podcasts, there were no property training events. I was doing this on my own through trial and terror. None of my families had ever invested in property apart from their own homes. And the reason I had wanted to get into property was I met my first landlord when I was a student at university. He lived in a very big house on the poshest road in Birmingham called Farquhar Road, very, very posh. And I remember thinking as a slightly cheeky 19-year-old when I went to his house with my friends to sign the contract on our first student rental, I remember thinking, oh my God, what does this guy do? It is an amazing big house. And I actually asked him, I said, excuse me, I'm asking, what do you do for a living? And he said, well, I used to be a solicitor. And we know solicitors are a pretty well-respected, well-paid job. And then he said, but now I'm a full-time landlord. And I didn't really know what that meant. And he was a hands-on landlord. So he would, like with us, he would sign the contracts, he would vet the tenants, he would collect the rent, he would visit the properties to inspect. He had people to do maintenance, but he would authorize the jobs. And one time when he came round to the property, I said to him, hey, would you like to have a cup of tea? And he sat down and he explained to me how this property thing worked. He explained he would buy a property and sometimes he'd do some work to it, sometimes he wouldn't need to. He would rent it out to students, and the rent he would collect every single month was more than the mortgage and the insurance and the bills. So he'd make a profit from every single property. And I said, do you mind me asking how many you have? And at that time, he had 100 properties in Selly Oak in Birmingham. Now, he's long past now, but that's probably worth about a £50 million portfolio. And he started with one, then he bought another, then another, and it just went up exponentially. And something lodged in my mind. I thought, that's really good. I think I'm going to do that. When I'm rich, when I've got lots of money. I think a lot of people think I invest in property when I've got the means to do that. And the first property I bought was my own home, and I just wanted somewhere to live. And I rented out the rooms to my friends who were still at university. So I lived for free. I was saving lots of my Cadbury's salary and had my part-time income, which gave me the money to buy my second property. And I rented out the first one to students. And at that point, I realised that I was making about £500 a month from my rental property. That was profit. And it was taking less than 2 hours to do that. And at the time, I was earning £1,500 at Cadbury's a month. And I was spending about 200 hours, it was in 1998 when I was still in the graduate programme. And I kind of thought, there's got to be an easy way. So I thought, I've got to get more houses. And I thought I was quite happy in my job until in the year 2000, I went to an event run by Anthony Robbins, called Wealth Mastery. And this was where I really learned about creating wealth. And I realized that jobs can be great. Jobs give you security. And by the way, in companies like Cadbury's, you can work your way up. You become a director. You can earn a really good salary, get share save and share bonuses, and retire at a good pension. That's possible. But there's only a certain number of people who can get to the top of the tree. And a lot of people, they don't get there. And when you stop that high income job, your salary is going to drop down massively. Most people don't have enough pension. So really, if you want to be truly wealthy, if you want to be financially independent, if you want to have long-term wealth creation, a job alone is not enough. You need to have other sources of income and other assets that are going to go up in value over time, which obviously property does, because we live on an island with a limited amount of accommodation and an increasing population. So investing in property is one of the best things you can do. And I was able to do that part-time very much. I was managing my properties at first. You can definitely manage a few properties part-time. And I was doing my student nightclub business, and I had my job at Cadbury's. And I had all this money coming in from my business and my property, and I thought, although I like my job, it's not going to get me where I want to get to. I'm not going to have the wealth, the freedom, the choice if I always have to go to work for someone else. And that's when I handed my notice in. And the people at Cadbury's were amazing. They said, Simon, do you really want to do this? And I said, well, I want to go into my own business. I want to go do property. And incredibly, they said to me, Simon, what do you really want to do? They were a great company. And at the time, I'd actually gone to America. I'd done another course to learn all about internet. This was in the year 2000. So internet was very, very new, very early. And my director, who was my kind of sponsor, if you like, in Cadbury's, she said, well, we've got a project. Cadbury Schweppes is doing a project all about internet marketing, and we want to see if we can become a bit like Thornton's, selling gifts online. And so they seconded me into that project, and I did that for a year. And so the company was great. They were looking after me. They wanted to hold on to me. They wanted to understand what did I want to do to grow and develop. And I did that for a year. At the end of that, it was a case of going back to the other jobs. And I thought, although I like that, I just want more time and freedom. So I went off and I made the really difficult. And the day I handed my notice in, I had real mixed emotions. I felt this amazing joy and this freedom, but I was also very nervous. And I was wondering, oh my God, have I just done the most stupid thing in the world ever? Giving up a great job in a fantastic business that's going to pay well, that I actually enjoy doing, and going into the world of uncertainty. And by the way, I would never recommend anybody gives up their job. It's much better to start investing in your part-time, build up some assets so you know it works. And I hadn't replaced my income by the time I left Cadbury's, but I had enough coming in to cover my... So even if I didn't do any more property, I knew I'd be okay. I wouldn't quite have the same lifestyle, but I'd be okay. But the time that I gained by not having that full-time job allowed me to ramp up my property and get to the point by 2003. So after 8 years, I'd fully replaced my income. Now, I did that on my own, working it out. And now my students, I have a very good friend of mine, Greg from Cadbury's, who I keep on mentioning. He left Cadbury's after 20 years. He had about 3 times my leaving salary, and he was able to replace his leaving salary in 8 months instead of 8 years because he was following my step-by-step process. And if you listen to this podcast or you watch the YouTube video version, you can gain a lot of the information we share on our training programs. And hopefully not just gain the knowledge, but the belief that you can do this as well. So please don't go and quit your job. But It starts with you making a decision, a commitment. And we're coming to the time of year where people make New Year's resolutions, thinking about their future and what are they going to do. And actually, your future, your destiny is 100% in your control. The decisions you make will shape your life. Where you are right now is a result of all the decisions you've ever made. So I'd encourage you to think long and hard about what you really want your life to be like. Because if you don't have a plan for your life, you'll fit into someone else's plan. So work out what you want. Work out how you're going to get there. Get the knowledge and education and training to get the support ideally. Come up with a plan and start putting it into practice. You don't have to quit the job. In fact, I encourage you not to do that. Even if you hate what you do, use that as the motivation to use your spare time to replace the income as quickly as you possibly can. And I believe the next 12 months is going to be such an amazing time for you to secure properties enough to replace your income. You should absolutely be investing. If you've been sitting thinking about this for a number of years and maybe just dabbling and not committing, now is the time to commit to your financial future. 2026 is going to be the year I think we're going to help more people than ever before become financially independent. And I'd love you to be one of those people. If you want to speak to my team, we've got lots of different training courses to help you. Maybe what you need is a coach. Maybe you're already investing, you're just not getting the results you need because you're allowing yourself off. You're listening to your own excuses. Time to get someone to hold you to account. If you know what to do but you're not doing it, you probably need coaching. If you don't know what to do yet, we have lots of courses and training to help you. So what I'm going to do, there's going to be a link in the description. I'm doing some free online training on the 4th of January, Sunday the 4th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. where I'm going to talk about how you can accelerate your property journey in 2026. I'll mainly be talking about coaching and how you can get a coach to help you and how to find the right coach specifically to help you. I'll talk about some of the training we do to help you identify how you can make 2026 your best year. It's going to be a great year for me. I do hope it's going to be a great year for you. I'd like to help you do that. So click on the link below to come and secure your place on the totally free training on Sunday, the 4th of January. If you've liked this video, if it's been inspiring to you, please like it. It helps other people find it, helps the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, why not? Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to make sure you're notified anytime a brand new video comes out. I do wish you all the best for 2026. And as ever, I encourage you to invest with knowledge, invest with skill.